What's up, Gemini friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have you all here with me today. We're going to do a fun little love tarot reading for you all. As with all these messages, they're going to be general. That means that not everything I say here today is going to resonate with all my Gemini friends out there. That's totally fine. Please only take away messages that resonate with you, that you feel are for your best and highest good, and you will know intuitively what those are. If you would like additional messages or more clarity, feel free to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign and the videos associated with that, particularly your Venus sign, right? For a love reading, that would be important. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and look in the description box below. There will be a link that'll help you generate your birth chart, totally free. Other than that, everything else you're going to want to know about this video will be in that description box below, including the decks I'm using today, the tarot decks, as well as my social media channels. Check me out on The Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, if you're liking this video and enjoying it, please drop a like, share, subscribe somewhere down below. Leave me a comment if it resonates. That helps this channel gain momentum and followers and get those messages out to who needs to see them and who wants to see them. That is my goal here. So without further ado, we're going to jump in for my Gemini friends. I'm reading this as past, present, and future. You can read it, take away messages however they apply to you, okay? So in the past, we have the Chariot. I love it. Some of you may be Gemini, Cancer cuspers. But the idea of forward movement, progression, victory, something about the blossoming of a relationship potentially, the blossoming of a friendship that has potential to be something more. Something about being lost in outer space. It's almost like this starry, dreamy type of like not hopeless romantic, but like romantic energy. It's what I'm getting at is that your feet are not firmly planted on the ground. There's something very like dreamy about it, very kind of like otherworldly. Perhaps it's some sort of person that you've never experienced someone like them before, you've never met them, and they kind of you get carried away. That is the word I was looking for there. Sorry, my computer freezes every now and then. Yeah, something about getting carried away, but with excitement. You may actually be going back to someone from your past, somebody that perhaps you didn't have the most healthy relationship with. It could have been a Capricorn, because you do have devil energy coming up here. And the way it's placed on my board here, it's like the Chariot is headed towards that. And it's almost reversed. Do you see what I mean? The horse isn't heading towards us as the reader. It's heading backwards almost. So going back to, if it's not someone you've already been with or dated or however been married to, however this resonates, it could just be somebody from your past. It could be someone you grew up with, or they were in like the neighborhood or something like that. Could be a Capricorn, potentially a Cancer, but not so much. I think that's mostly your energy. Yeah, okay, so interestingly enough, if this was a second time around, a second go around with this potential person who may have been toxic or had unhealthy habits in the past, or addictions, toxic behavior, a relationship that just, it wasn't perfect. It had its issues, right? And I mean, no shade, no judgment. I think some of you actually tried to go back to that person and maybe make it work, and it still ended up 5 of Cups, which is not the greatest energy. Scorpio card. Some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio, but it's the idea of lost cups, spilled cups, spilled love, spilled emotion. Essentially, you're not going to get back what was in those cups. It's gone, right? So it's the idea of disappointment, sadness, sorrow. But the glass half full, no pun intended, side of the 5 of Cups is that there's still 2 cups that remain. And he's holding them in his hand, him or her, right? This almost has like Virgo mode vibes to it, like the robed figure on a sad journey of spiritual discoveries. Some of you may have a very strong Virgo in your chart or be dealing with a Virgo, just because that imagery is so iconically like the Hermit card. But anyway, glass half full, the idea that there are still 2 cups remaining, water has not spilled, there's a chance for this to work. And so, because it's funny, this depiction, he or she, the figure in the card, is holding them. It's actually more optimistic than I thought, because it's like, it's not just that these cups are available to you in your space and you have to recognize you're there, or that they're there, meaning outlets of opportunities for joy and happiness, for love. This figure in the card has already picked them up. He or she sees them, right? The potential is right there in your hand. So I actually do think for a lot of you, this may have been a reconciliation, and maybe you're still kind of feeling it out. Like you've metaphorically picked the cups back up and you're wondering, can we exchange them again? Can this come to like some sort of like peaceful agreement, or like some of you may even be like settling divorce papers, or I'm just getting some sort of contact with a person who you maybe were in a relationship with at one point and it didn't work out for some reason. So I don't know if you're trying to get back together and give it another shot. Some of you might be, but again, I was saying you're going back to the past. I think you're going back to a person that you've had some spilled cups with before. You've maybe had a messy relationship with before. And now I'm reading for love, but just to be very clear, this may resonate for some of you as a relationship with a parent, right? It could be someone you've had a rocky relationship with, and now, you're trying to go back and mend fences, fix the relationship. This is one of the most optimistic Five of Cups that I've seen, because it's like the work has already been done. You've already realized there are new outlets and avenues for joy. It's like it's in your hand. You have the world in your hand to, again, fix this or seek out some sort of happiness, or making peace with the situation is what's coming through here. Let's see what this Five of Cups is about. Let's clarify the Five of Cups for Gemini. I actually kind of want to clarify the Devil too, but I don't want to over clarify the past because ultimately it's the past. What is this Five of Cups? What are these spilled cups about? Spilled cups are about the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the assessment card. This is Earth energy with Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's assessing the seeds you've planted. Will they grow? Or because it's in the past, did they grow? Sometimes I've heard this card referred to as like, is it worth it, right? And I mean, this is the tarot of sexual magic is what it's called. So it's a little bit like steamy and fun. But yeah, you're looking at your current partner and wondering, for a lot of you, it's, does this relationship go beyond sex? Beyond like the physical attraction? Maybe that's what couldn't get this Chariot up and running, essentially. It's like you guys kept returning back to like, I'm almost getting like the start of like a, like running a race. You keep going back to the start, but you never quite reach that finish line, or even that like halfway mark point of like, yeah, this is like where we want it to be, and this is how it's supposed to feel. And I'm just getting disappointment. It may have been mutual. Again, it may have, the crux of this relationship may have been on like sexual energy, which would explain why the Devil's here, right? That in itself isn't a bad thing, right? But if that's the only thing that's keeping the relationship going, fire burns out, right? Ultimately. So yeah, the assessment card, is it worth it? Is this relationship worth going back to? Should we dip our foot in that little that puddle, that pool of intuition? But it's standing for emotion here. Cups, love. Well, I don't think we need to clarify the Devil, because I think for a lot of you it's sex, it's passion. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but because the assessment card came up, someone or both of you is wanting more than that. So in your present, Two of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Seven of Cups. So Sagittarius had this as well, and I want to say one other sign did too. And actually Sagittarius definitely had this one as well. So some of you may be dealing with a Sagittarius or have that strong in your chart. All right, so here we go then. Those Two of Cups that you're holding in your hand, that you're debating, is it worth it? Should I go back to this person? In the present, I think a lot of you do. I think a lot of you go back to test the waters out again with this person and exchange cups, exchange messages, heal or mend a relationship. It could absolutely be a same-sex relationship for a lot of my Geminis out there. That's coming through. And then you have the wish fulfillment card. So the idea of transforming this Devil energy, what was once toxic, and maybe again the crux of it relied on just sex, or even addiction in terms of I want to say like loneliness or codependency is sort of what's coming through here. The idea of being chained to each other and not wanting to leave each other's side, which is interesting, because then what is this assessment about? Maybe it was just the realization that, yeah, maybe this isn't the healthiest relationship. How can we fix it? Someone may have been very domineering or controlling in a relationship, and I don't love that energy. But I think because the wish fulfillment card is coming up underneath that, your wish, Gemini, was to fix this, to get it into a healthier zone where it's not, you know, lovers shackled to the devil, right, in hell or wherever this is supposed to be. I mean, ultimately, the Lovers, which is your card, it frequently looks very similar to the Devil card, right? I mean, it is the Lovers depicted in this card. They're just in a lower vibration, right? In a darker shadow version of this relationship. It's like you're wanting to raise the vibe not only of yourself, but of this relationship. I think that's your wish. And that is the wish fulfillment card, right? With the genie in the bottle, which I love. Some of you may be worried that, if you did go through a period of breakup where you guys went your separate ways, I think you were worried that this person had a lot of other options. Maybe they had a lot of people pursuing them romantically or flirting with them, or maybe they had like a really big group of friends in their network essentially. And it's funny, I'm not actually getting so much jealousy. It's more concern that this is my person and I love them, and like I want to make it work, but we have a lot of baggage to work through. And yeah, it's actually the opposite of jealousy. There's I don't know if passive is the right word, but a hesitation to even extend the cup again, because I think you don't want to get your heart broken again, Gemini. Oh, it's really cute. Yeah, all right, so let's see here. But yeah, I mean, in your present, what I'm seeing is partnership, or like a relationship. And for a lot of you, it might be with a Cancer. Again, that might be strong in your chart. But for a lot of you, this Two of Cups is representing the idea of these two cups that didn't spill yet, of the 5 that you guys had or created together. 2 of them are still up for grabs, right? Now, again, as I was saying, this could represent your person being involved with someone else, but for most of my Geminis out there, that's not what this card is indicating. And you would know that already, right? I mean, I think most of you would anyway if you're watching this video. Let's see. What do we need to know about this Two of Cups? Before I get ahead of myself, what can we know about this Two of Cups for Gemini? Is this someone from their past? Is this someone else coming in? Is this their partner? Can we clarify this Two of Cups for Gemini? I mean, it's being followed by the wish fulfillment card. So yeah, for those looking to reconcile, I think there's a really good chance at it. Oh, there it is. We were just talking about that card. So the Lover's card. I can't show you all of it because this is like can I show you it? It's just got some boobies in it. It's a steamy deck, but it felt appropriate for the love reading. So there's your card. Boom, the Lover's card. So if I'm clarifying who is this, who does it involve? The Two of Cups, it involves you, Gemini. You just got your card. Now, because this Lover's card does depict 3 people, right? And this has been a theme throughout some of the love readings too. I'm not saying that there is currently third-party energy, but because the Devil did come up in the past, third party could mean a lot of things here. It could mean someone who's being manipulative and controlling of the person, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's their lover. It could be someone who is overworking themselves, like a workaholic, and that essentially is the third party, like tearing the relationship apart. It could be addictions, it could be alcoholism, drug abuse, whatever. Sexual addiction, codependency. There was something that was pulling this union apart, right? And again, in the present, I think you're trying to get it back on track, back on course, right? How we were saying the racetrack, and you never quite got off to you know, not even the finish line, even like halfway. I'm getting like mile markers. It's like symbolically, it's like you're running a race with this person. You're just trying with all your might to make it work and progress it forward. But I will say, I mean, it has Cupid's arrow in it too. Like Cupid is shooting the masculine figure, whether that's you or not, Gemini. I like that because it's almost saying that this is sort of being guided by the angels or by divine spirits or whatever you believe in. But it is also warning you, though, there's still, again, loosely, I'm using the term third-party involvement. And again, that means that this person, while they may want to reconcile and reunite with you, they still may be battling whatever this devil is, right? And again, if that devil is a mutual codependency, it's saying that wound still needs to be healed. You're not in the clear yet just because you picked up the 2 cups and tried to like save them, essentially, save the relationship, right? I mean, it went through assessment mode for a reason. Something or someone in this was giving you pause, Gemini. And even the way the women are depicted, it's clearly depicted as like this very sweet, innocent, vulnerable. She's nude, right? She's not naked. That's what they would say in art classes when you look at these paintings, right? like very kind of sweet, humble, innocent, even the way she's kind of holding herself. She's naive, she's passive, she's, as I was saying, hesitant to reach out. Whereas like this temptress, if you will, I hate to break it down to that, she's kind of dressed like a little bit trampy and slutty on purpose, right? Like her breasts are hanging out, right? And the temptress, if you will, possibly representing the devil, has got the male's attention, right? But is it for the long term? Is it stable? If it's based in devil energy, it's certainly not stable. It's a huge red flag that this relationship is, if not doomed to fail, going to go through some major changes and challenges, right? After the devil comes the tower, right? The tower comes in and breaks down everything. It burns it to a crisp so that you can rebuild, so you can completely restart. So for those trying to reconcile, make sure that you guys are on the same page of where you want to go. What is the ultimate destination for this relationship ahead? Because again, not everything is crystal clear in terms of like the healing has taken place. There might be third-party energy for some of you. And again, I think most of you would know about that if that was the case. If this represents a mistress or a third party or cheating or whatever it is, this person is coming up, Two of Cups. Yeah, they want to hang out with you and potentially reconcile, but they haven't beat the demon yet. For those looking for monogamous relationships, right? I never want to assume anything, but generally people watching this are into the monogamous relationships, right? Heavy Gemini energy, heavy Cancer energy. Again, you guys could be Gem Cancer cuspers. But yeah, I think for a lot of you, it is your wish for this to come back into a healthy vibration so this relationship can exist in peace and harmony, whether that involves sexual relationships or just being friends or whatever. I think you want to get it to a place where it's healthy and thriving again, where the water hasn't been spoiled or tainted by outside people. Something about here, it's like all these cups are representing different planets, different zodiac signs. The idea of interference, there's lots going on in like the universe of this relationship, in the world, in the environment, the space that you two together take up. It's energy, right? It's the idea that it's kind of being tampered with because there's too many people involved. There's too many things going on. Again, it could be work is like the third party, if you will. Making the decision to keep the cups just between the two of you. This may have to do with, I think that I said this to Sagittarius as well, taking stock or inventory of your life, which is absolutely what this is, the Seven of Pentacles, and deciding, hey, who do we not need anymore? Who is kind of making this more of a burden than an enjoyment, right? You may be going through your list of friends and being like, what does this person actually contribute to my life? Maybe some of you dealt with like a backstabber, somebody you thought was your friend. Maybe these Three of Cups represents a third party energy and they were hitting on your man, they were hitting on your woman. It could be something like that. Yeah, this is like doing some spring cleaning, if you will, of the relationships in your life. Who are these people? What do they contribute to your life? Sorry, Gemini, my camera froze. So yeah, we're taking stock of who's in our life and what they contribute in terms of emotions. Emotionally, what do they bring to the table? Is it an equal give and take? Are they always coming to you being needy and like a time suck, an energy vampire, if you will? Interesting. Yeah, let's clarify the Seven of Cups for Gemini. What else do we need to know about this? You need to listen to your intuition. There's two cards where the moon is very predominant here. So again, for those who have Cancer in their chart, that's going to be quite easy for you. But yeah, if you're questioning the values or morals or ethics of like your tribe, of people in your environment, even your family, if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not. This is a good time to listen to your intuition. And get grounded, right? I mean, we're headed into Virgo season, so I'm sure it's no mistake that this came up looking like the Hermit to me, right? Yeah, it's going within. Spiritually, who is going to help you grow? So you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so clarifying the Seven of Cups is the Knight of Wands. So a couple things with this. Sagittarian energy, also Aries and Leo potentially. Knights bring movement in and out of our lives, change. So again, removing people who don't belong in your inner circle anymore. If you're questioning their intentions or again, their morals, their ethics, it's spring cleaning. It's time to toss some cups out that aren't contributing anymore. So this is representing you moving on to other people who inspire you, who bring passion and love into your life, that get you excited about just about life in general. Sagittarians are the travelers, the philosophers. They live for the excitement, the thrill, the experience. So yeah, if something was holding you back and you felt like you weren't living your life completely, you were settling, right? This might be coming through to again, toss some things out that aren't serving you anymore so you can go after what you are in alignment with, what brings you joy. I will say this card of all the knights, it's the player of the zodiac. It's the idea of this knight goes on sexual passion and instinct. It's this come and go energy, the way fire is. It burns out quick. This knight doesn't have a great, what is the word? He doesn't have a great focus. I'm completely missing the word, but his fire burns out very quickly. He doesn't have long-term commitment or long-term stability. And super fun, super charismatic, life of the party. But if you're looking for staying power, I don't know. And I'm sort of sensing that with this relationship a little bit. It's not going to be for everyone. But yeah, for those trying to reconcile or repair something, there's a reason why it didn't work out in the first place. So by all means, give it a shot. If you both are on the same page of, hey, I'd like to try this again, it's my wish, it's my desire for this to be healthy and a thriving relationship, sure, go for it. But make sure you're taking stock of what is no longer needed. And maybe that includes something or someone that was this very flighty energy. It didn't have staying power. What was causing this fire to burn out so quickly? Because as we know, it was about, there was a lot of lust and passion there. But assessment. There's a specific phrase I'm looking for, and it's just not coming to me, and it's killing me because it's what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Let's move on to the future. Maybe that phrase will come to me. It like perfectly encapsulates what I'm trying to say, but it's just not coming out. Maybe that's for a reason. Anyway, so in your future, you have 10 of Wands. Well, there are those burdens that are being released. There are those people who don't offer you anything back, right? Selfish energy. That's very much coming through here. You may have been carrying the brunt or doing all the work of this relationship, right? Or friendships, or even at work. This could represent you being, on the job, so to say. You've been doing all the work, and I'm just getting, there's been very little payoff. And so, like, I think you guys are ready to peace. And again, this reconciliation, while it seems like it could be so beautiful and perfect, it's grounded in this difficult energy that, again, it's still a little bit tainted or toxic if this person hasn't done the proper healing work, right? If they haven't raised their vibration, it's going to become more of a burden, right? So again, this is the future. We all have free will. Nothing is set in stone, but this is almost a warning. Make sure everyone's doing the work to heal themselves before you come in hoping for like this grandiose reconciliation, like, before you start thinking engagement and marriage and babies. Make sure you're really taking inventory. Really take stock of what's going on in these cups. What's in your cup? Is this love or is it lust? All right. Following the 10 of Wands, more Sagittarius energy, by the way, with that. The Magician. All right. I do like this card. This is coming into your power. The Magician is the great manifester. It's the idea that you've always had the tools in front of you to manifest and create what it is that is in your heart's wishes. What is your dream come true, your wish fulfillment, your desires? You don't really have to do much looking. It's more coming up with the idea that, oh, I can do this. I'm capable of this. And for a lot of you, it's, I hate to say this, but what I'm getting is it's choosing to be alone despite the circumstances. I'm hesitant to say you thought this person was your wish, because I think you honestly did. I think at one point in time, this felt like it was the right match for you. But as time progresses and you kind of see this person's true colors, it's starting to feel like this. And so I'm up with this lightning bolt. It's like this, it's actually like a mini tower moment, sort of, with the lightning, right? The lightning and the storm. you come to the realization that maybe this person isn't who you thought they were. I mean, you were wishing on a devil, right? And again, nothing wrong with that. I think you were hoping for the best. I think you were hoping this person was going to come out of toxic behaviors or out of that third-party relationship or commit to you more or show more love or give you more time in the day or more affection, more attention, whatever that is. But I don't know if they do. And Gemini, I think a lot of you were willing to wait around a long time, but something about this card is saying to me, the idea of they talk the talk, but do they walk the walk? They say they're going to help you. They say they're going to do this, but do they? Are you doing all the work? Even something as silly as, this is very specific, like you moving out of your apartment or your home and they offered to help you, but day of they're like, oh, I can't, this came up. That's you moving all the boxes by yourself. Again, what does this person add to your life? This is not going to be for everybody, but for those resonating with it, really take inventory. That's what both these sevens are saying, right? That's what the sevens are saying. And sevens go into the eights. Generally speaking, eights in tarot, they free us from restriction. We think Eight of Wands, right? Swift, rapid movement. We think Eight of Swords, the mental prison. It's frequently shown as swords holding a woman back, right? Eight of Cups, taking stock of the cups, the emotions, the love we have, and realizing I deserve better. I'm going to move on and find my Nine of Cups. These sevens go into the eights, and eights are basically the action of realizing you need to free yourself from whatever is restricting you. What's restricting you? The devil. We know that. That's what the devil does. He keeps you in the safe comfort zone and tricks you with the idea that this is good, this feels good, I like this sex, I like this person. They don't treat me well, but I know them and they like me, and like whatever, the bullshit we tell ourselves that keep us stuck. It keeps us from growing and progressing as people, because a lot of times packing up and moving on is a really hard step. And for those resonating with this, you've already done this once. You already tried to leave this devil behind and like it sucked you back in, right? You already had spilled cups with this person and you're trying to save it. And I think you're trying so hard, Gemini, which is so admirable, right? You're doing your best to like create something out of thin air is almost what I'm getting with this genie. You want love. You want there to be peace and harmony and passion with this person, but they have like their own path, their own trajectory, and I'm not sure it's in alignment with yours anymore. Especially when we get into the future, this is like a light bulb moment. A light bulb goes off and you're like, oh, like I'm powerful. I can do shit on my own. I don't need these like energy vampires, these bottom feeders that I'm constantly catering to and doing all the work and serving up all my love and affection for them, and I get nothing in return. This is coming into your own power and realizing you're going to create what it is that you want in your life, and that's naturally going to attract the right people. Almost like a magnet, very much like magnet energy here. You have a cup all on your own. Whether this person is in your life or not, you have a beautiful cup to offer someone who deserves it. It's up to you, Gemini, to figure out who deserves it. And I mean, your energy is in this card, right? The Magician is Gemini and Virgo energy. Strong Virgo energy in this spread. And I feel like you guys get Virgo energy a lot. So maybe in Virgo season, you're finally going to maybe put an end to something, right? With this 10 of Wands, 10s are the end of a cycle. You're ready to put this down now and it's not going to be your problem anymore. So maybe that's going to invite new attraction and new love in with people who are more in alignment with your goals, with your dreams, right? With what you want to create, with your fairy tale ending, your wish come true. This seems like a lot of work. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it seems like a lot of work. So your last card you have is Knight of Pentacles. There's that Virgo card. So more Virgo energy. So yeah, okay, so 5 of Cups, cups have spilled. You're analyzing the details of what went wrong or how to fix this, etc. Then we come into the present. There's a little bit more player energy. You're trying to go after what excites you, right? What inspires you. But there's still a lot of chaos. There's a lot of either outside factors, unsolicited advice, people inserting themselves into your relationship or this and that, maybe being overworked, not having time to commit to this. It's like you're trying to feed 7 cups and you can't. You have to stoke your own fire, or I don't know how to say it in terms of a cup, but your cup needs to be full to the brim before you can offer love to someone else. You're dealing with kind of player energy here, potentially. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's not lasting. It's a fire night. Here we have a pentacle night. Money, right? Tangible things, the home, the health, the body, the job. It could absolutely be someone making you a solid offer, right? And the thing is, it requires patience, which is so frustrating, right? Especially when you're used to dealing with like these fire signs that come and they're just like, yes, let's do this. I like you. Let's, whatever. Let's get down and dirty. You're going to be waiting for this night a little bit longer, right? Male or female, it doesn't matter. But the saving grace about the Knight of Pentacles is that he's super reliable, he or she. He will get the job done because he has a backup plan to the backup plan to the backup plan. So yes, it might take a lot longer to get there for this relationship to become official or put a title on it. But this knight is solid. He's steady. He's reliable. If you give him a job, he will get it done. He might go about it in different ways. It might take him longer, but there's victory implied with this knight. There's victory implied with this potentially Virgo knight. It could also be a Capricorn or a Virgo. And so for some of you, maybe it's the same Capricorn. Maybe not. And I did see this. Bottom of your deck is the Three of Cups. Frequently the idea of a reunion, right? Reunion from the past, maybe. Also third-party energy. I just have to say it because it's there. All right? All right, Gemini, what can I leave you with? Let's clarify this Knight of Pentacles because I'm liking him a lot more. I got to be honest with you. And I like that this is the energy you're coming into, right? That lightning bolt always makes me think of David Bowie. And I like that. I like David Bowie. Clarify this Knight of Pentacles for Gemini. What is this Knight of Pentacles about? And if it is a Virgo, that would also be a mutable sign like you, Gemini. So, I mean, that could potentially be a really great pairing. 10 of Pentacles. Need I say more? This card is very, very sexy. I'm sure you can kind of get the picture there. But 10 of Pentacles, wealth, value, right? So whether it's in a monetary sense of, yes, this person is wealthy or they have a lot to offer you financially, more than anything, the 10 of Pentacles talks about legacy, long term, right? It takes a seed a long time to grow into a tree, but a tree is steady and solid. It's there for life, right? And especially for those looking for a very serious commitment that could lead to something down the road, I would start that commitment with the Knight of Pentacles. I think that's a good way to start, especially if he or she is being clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. This is a knight who wants to build a family, who wants to build a really successful career, build an empire, take care of himself and his body, right? Exercise, diet, whatever. But also go out and kind of paint the town red. Go out on the town sometimes and spend some money lavishly and enjoy like the luxuries that life has to offer, right? Virgo has that in them as well. But there's also critical thinking, analytical thinking. He doesn't jump into things just haphazardly the way the Knight of Wands does. And I'm not hating on this knight, but given the story that we have here, this might not be the most reliable person for you. I'm just going to throw that out there. But this is very optimistic. I like this. So hang in there, Gemini. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonated for you, and I will see you guys very soon for more tarot readings. Bye!